So, students of class 8, this is your new lesson, Mr. Bean's interview. And here, something is told about Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean is a television series created by Rowan Atkinson and Richard Curtis, and which was aired from 1990 to 1995. It was first released in the UK as a live action comedy and was later also made into an animated series for children. So you can see that very thing aired from 1990 to 95. Then it was released in the UK as a live action comedy and was later made into an animated series for children. Atkinson plays the role of the protagonist, the hero. Mr. Bean, the role of Mr. Bean is played by Rowan Atkinson, Mr. Bean, with great comic timing. He admits to having conceived the character within a span of 48 hours. He conceived the character. He learnt everything, what he had to do with that character he conceived in 48 hours. While he was studying in Oxford. Following this time of old silent films, now you know, old silent films used to be dialogueless. They use gestures only. Mr. Bean rarely speaks, but his facial expressions and physical gestures comments the plot of each episode. Since language is not an issue, the series has been broadcast in about 200 countries around the world. Now here also Mr. Bean speaks less. He uses gestures more, and there is no language in it, so it is released or broadcast in about 200 countries around the world. So this much is there in this slide. Let us move on to the next to see what we have there. Did you know what these things? Maybe you don't know. You can know it. Before Rowan Atkinson started playing our beloved character Mr. Bean, he was studying to become an electrical engineer. So this is one point that you have to remember what he wanted to be. He wanted to be an electrical engineer. Mr. Cauliflower was one of the names considered for the character before the creators finalized on Mr. Bean. So Mr. Bean, there was a lot of discussion regarding what should be the name. Then Mr. Cauliflower was also one of the names. But finally, it was decided that the name will be Mr. Bean. So Mr. Bean played the piano at the opening ceremony of 2012 London Olympics, during which he pulled out his cell phone on stage during the performance to take a photograph. So this event took place in 2012 London Olympics while he was playing the piano. He took out his cell phone, to take a photograph. Rowan Atkinson has actively participated in British politics by speaking against laws that try to restrict freedom of expression of artists. So he took part in active politics. He spoke against laws that try to restrict freedom of expression of artists. Now, Rowan Atkinson is a race car enthusiast and also has a license to drive a lorry. So he is a lover of racing cars and he has a license to drive big vehicles. In March 2001, while Atkinson was on a holiday trip to Kenya, the pilot of his private plane fainted. Atkinson managed to maintain the plane in the air until the pilot recovered and was able to fly back to the United Kingdom. Now, the private plane in which he was going to Kenya, the pilot became senseless and he controlled the plane there and to fly back to United Kingdom. So these are the things that maybe you don't know, you have come to know, and that's why it is given. With that, our today's presentation comes to an end. We'll come up with new things from this lesson in the later presentation. Till that time, bye. Thank you.